Welcome back to another Neos tutorial. Today we're going to be going over the IsNeosDashOpened node and the IsPlatformDashOpened node, which have been added recently in a recent update. These nodes are great in that they allow you to detect if a user has their Neos Dash, as in where you find your inventory, your contacts, etc., open, or your platform dash, such as the Steam VR dash, where you can change Steam settings, change games that you're playing in Steam VR. It should also work with other platform dashes, such as the Oculus Dash. Those haven't been tested yet, so do let both me and the Neos team know your experiences with other platform dashes. Open up some GitHub requests, or maybe comment down below and I can go ahead and open some GitHub issues for you. Either way is up to you. We're going to show you how to use those nodes to get some visual effects going so people know if you're in your dash or not. It's a common problem that when you've got your dash open, some users don't know that you're in your dash and they'll get up in your face, or they'll try and talk to you, or they don't know you're not there, all sorts of things like this. And this can provide a solution to that. There's a number of ways to sort of handle this problem. Some people might want to just put an icon above their head, like, hey, I'm in my dash, or something like that. But a lot of other users are taking to it a little bit more literally. The visual I have here is inspired by a user by the name of Socks, who actually did a setup for this a long time ago. They detected that the controls hadn't moved and then just assumed that they were in their platform dash, because when you open up the Steam VR dash, it disconnects your controllers in some cases from Neos. So thank you, Socks, for the visual. We're not doing exactly their visual today, but we're going to be doing something similar. So I'm going to go ahead and show you it, and then we'll go ahead and make it. So if you hop over here into Smooth POV, I've got it kind of here. You won't be able to see my dash because that kind of defeats the objective of you seeing the visual of me in my dash. But about here, it's not parented to me yet, is the visual that we're going for. So if I go ahead and open up my dash, you saw that happen. We had this this sort of macaroni cheese curved plane just appears out in the middle of nowhere. Additionally, if I open up my platform dash, you'll also see that appears. Now, I didn't because I was in my Steam VR dash, but I saw it on my camera feed. So there you go. That is the visual effect that we're going through. Let's go ahead and get that set up. I'm going to go ahead and move to the left here and try not to get in the way of it. When I was building that one before I started recording, I kept getting in the way of it because I made it a little bit wrong, but we'll try not to do that in the setup. Let's first of all go over the nodes that we'll be using. So I'm going to grab my Logix tip here, open up the node browser, and we're going to go straight to that users folder. Inside the users folder, the new nodes are IsNeosDashOpened and IsPlatformDashOpened. They're very simple. They just output a boolean, true if the Neos dash is opened, and true if I spawned two Neos dashes, whoops, and true if the platform dash is open. There we go. They just need a user. What you should do is use getActiveUser for this. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. This means that anyone that equips your avatar, and I know you might think, hey, I'm the only person that's ever going to equip my avatar. It's just much better to use getActiveUser just in case. So we're going to go ahead and go to slots, getActiveUser. We can plug that into both of these, and then we can go ahead and inspect myself. So I'll grab my hand for that, go to the root of my avatar, grab entity, which is the name of my avatar, and put this in here. So this will now get my user, ProbablePrime, and then it's if my platform dash is open or if my Neos dash is open. So now when I open up my Neos dash, you'll see this goes to true. And when I close it, it goes to false. And when I open up my platform dash, you'll see that that goes to true. And when I close it, it goes to false. So we're going to plug these into a little animation, which is the curved plane that's still appearing over there, because like I said, it's not connected to my avatar. We're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and build the Logix first, up to a point, just so you can show you how to do a few things. You can then leave off there if you're not interested in a curved mac and cheese pane, but if you are, keep watching. It's going to be fun. It involves cheese after all. So we're going to go into operators. And then we'll use this pipe here, this straight line right here. This is called OR. It's a logical OR. I know it starts here with integers. We can just plug in both of these and it'll turn into a Boolean one. And now this basically means here, hey, is any dash open? Is any dash open? So if I open up my platform dash, true. If I open up my system dash, true. If I open up both at once, don't advise doing that, but it'll also say true. So there you go, that's the logic setup for detecting if any dash is open. Let's now go ahead and build that animation, and then we'll hook it into this Logix in just a moment. So I'm going to swap here to my developer tooltip here, and in the world I'm going to go to create new empty object. The reason why we're using empty object is because this uses a procedural mesh which isn't available in that create new menu. So we go ahead and we'll call this plane. Not plan for, plane, there we go. And we're going to attach a few components to it. So we need attach component, assets, procedural meshes, curved plane mesh, and then we'll need a mesh renderer, so attach component rendering mesh renderer. And then we can drop the curved plane mesh into the mesh renderer here, and you'll see that we've now got that curved plane. You can play around with these properties a little bit. There's things like curvature, tilt angle, which is like it tilting and stuff like that. I'm just going to leave it as default, or close to default as I remember. There we go. And actually, curve it a little bit more. There we go. And now we need a material for it, so I'm going to go ahead and make that. So I'm going to go ahead and go to create new materials, PBS metallic. I'll leave that up there for the moment, but drop that in just so I can get rid of the checkerboard here. And then I need that cheese icon. You can find that cheese icon in my public folder. It's under art cheese because cheese is art. But go for whatever you'd like. Maybe go for, you know, any form of cheese or any form of whatever you'd like in your dash. Even just a hey, I'm in my dash as a piece of text would be cool. So there we go. We've got the mac and cheese icon up there, and we're kind of done with that plane. Now we've just got to make that animation work. This is going to take a little bit of doing, but trust me, the way that we're going to do it is pretty much the fastest way you can do it because we take a few shortcuts. So what we're going to do first of all is attach a box collider to it. You'll see why in just a moment. We'll do physics, colliders, box collider, hit set from low bounds here, and you'll see it shrinks to the size of that curved plane. Next, we're going to need a tool. Now you can find this tool inside Essential Tools, but it's not one that you might have seen before. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my dash, kind of meta tutorial here. I'm going to turn on my dash so you can see it. Come on, tracking. Render private preview. If we go to Essential Tools, you'll see it's inside MISC. And then inside MISC here, just go for this red one here. You'll see it's object slicer tip. We're just going to spawn that in the world. That's the only tool that we'll need in addition to all the other tools we usually use. So the object slicer tip is something which when you shoot it at a mesh, it will create a slicer setup. I don't really want to cover it too much, but if you shoot this at any mesh, you'll have a fun time. I'll show you how it's done in this particular plane though. But if you shoot it at, like, say, a cat, a cow, any sort of mesh, it'll work. So we go ahead and shoot it at this curved plane mesh. And then what you see there is it will flash red. We can put that tool away and it will spawn these. I affectionately, because I really love this tool, I affectionately call these ravioli, but they're technically known as slicers. If we turn this slicer on its side and we pass it across the curved plane, you'll see that it's now causing the curved plane to appear and disappear exactly how we had that dash animation. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and inspect this the slicer, head to the top, grab slicer and parent it to the plane. And then we're going to go ahead and clear the transforms on it, which will actually have it facing, I think, a slightly wrong direction. So we're going to have to get that fixed up. I think we need to go ahead and rotate it on the, I think it's X. Nope, on the Y. So rotate it on Y by 90. Actually, negative 90 because we're not going from left to right. If you're not going from right to left, you can use positive 90. And there you go. What we've now got is a slicer that is positioned identically in the, well, not identically, sorry, in the middle of our curved plane, identical distance from either side. That's what I meant to say. So if I drag this on the Z axis, which is this blue arrow from the left to the right, you'll see that we get the animation that we're after. So all we have to do now is drag it to the left until it's vanished, like the whole plane is vanished, and then get this coordinate here, which is negative 0.54. We'll just call that negative 0.6. And now we can start hooking up the rest of the Logix. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and first of all spawn a slot interface card for the slicer. So we'll grab slicer, hit secondary here, just put that in the world. And then we just need to hook up some stuff up. So what we're going to do first of all is use a question mark : node, also known as a ternary. Link in the video description to a tutorial on that one. We'll plug in our IsNeosDashOpened. No browser again because I accidentally bumped into it. And then we'll need a few more nodes. Smooth lerp, Big Tin if you're watching. Smooth lerp's right here. And we'll smooth lerp that value. Smooth lerp will smooth a number between 2 points. So in this case, it's great. I'm going to set that speed to roughly 5 was what I had before. And then for the numbers, what we want is negative 0.6 and positive 0.6. What I'm going to do here is pull out on true, hit secondary, type in negative 0.6, and then I'm going to use a quick shortcut node, which is inside operators, or is it inside maths? Or in operators. Operators. It is negative n. What this does is just negates the symbol that you have on the number you typed in. So if I plug this in, you'll see we now get 0.6, and then I can plug that into the false here. I've got this the wrong way around. I want -6 in false and positive 0.6 in true, so like that. Sorry about that. Like I said, mistakes will happen sometimes. So we're going to head on to back, and we're going to go to, actually back to operators, and go to pack XYZ. And then all we need to do is pack XYZ, just the Z value from the smooth lerp into the bottom here, and then take this float 3 and plug it into position. And then figure out what I've done wrong. So let's take a look at this one more time. All right, so that is 0, 0, and then that is... it's on the X, sorry. The rotations are conforming the gizmos strangely, so we'll do it on the X. Plug the X in. Like I said, mistakes are going to be happening a little bit now, more regularly. Apologies for that, but hey, it shows that we're all human. So now you'll see that the animation is hidden. If I go ahead and open that dash, you'll now see we'll now see that they've actually got 2. There's the one I made at the start of the video before recording, and there's the one we just made now. I'm going to go ahead and move the new one out of the way a little bit so we can see the differences as we're working. The only things left that you might want to do are to customize the look of how that line works. When you open it up, you'll see that that line that comes across has a particular color to it. That's actually controlled on the mesh. So you look for the mesh, there'll be a material on it called PBS Slice Metallic. You can't do this with Zixy's Tune, sorry about that, but you can do it with anything PBS. So go ahead, click this, and then you'll be on the material. You'll see here edge emissive color. Just go ahead and set that to whatever you'd like. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and set it to yellow, and quite a bright yellow. And now you'll see when I open up the dash that we get a bright yellow line coming across. Interestingly enough, you'll also see the material orb appearing and disappearing. That's no worries. Just go ahead and delete that material orb, and then you'll be good to go. Last thing to do is to go ahead and pack this all up and tidy up. So what we can do here is go into Slicer, go to where it says Visual, turn that off. You can delete, it's up to you. That'll prevent the ravioli from looking like a ravioli. So now it's just, it's just invisible. And then we just need to pack the Logix away. So I'm going to go to the top of the plane. I'm going to hit Star to create an empty child. I'm going to name that Logix. Grab this set packing route. Hold secondary, and everything's gone. We can close this down, we can close our node browser, we can get rid of this, we can get rid of that, and we can get rid of this, and we've got our opening dash animation. The last thing you'd have to do is parent this to yourself. I will show you how to do that. So with open, go ahead, select myself, go to the top, look for, I guess my head will do for now. You might want to play around with this positioning later. You could even use a user interface positioner, link in the video description to the tutorial on that one. I'm going to go ahead and zero out a few of the coordinates here. This will just get it sort of more aligned to my head. There we go. And now you'll see when I open it, it's aligned to my head. Not perfectly. Like I said, the rotation's a little weird when you do that, and then the rotation will be a bit better. You might want to bring it a little bit closer, which is kind of difficult to do, but there we go. Now it's a little bit closer, and now it looks like, hey, I'm in my dash, I'm looking at cheese. So there you go. I know that was a particularly long tutorial, and there were a couple of mistakes, so I apologize for that. Like I said, they will happen from time to time. If you have feedback on this video, if you have questions, if you have comments, do let me know. Let me know what you come up with your dash visual. Do bear in mind that your dash visual does have a performance impact to the world, so don't go completely crazy, but you should be okay with a few little things. I will see you again next time. Do check those links in the video description for other videos that might be helpful. See you later.